Look, it's
Good.
yeah, a little too
Good.
you guys. Knock it off.
The Dead Space remake was too good. Now, I know that seems kind of like a contradictory statement, but hear me out. So about a week or so ago, I actually finished up my Dead Space playthrough and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I only ended up making one video on it, and it was actually kind of nice to just have a break and play a game that I didn't really feel the need to record my every moment of, and it was actually really fun. I honestly have zero criticisms of the game. I think the game looks fantastic, it plays extremely well, but I do have some concerns. Not necessarily for this franchise, even though I will be discussing it, but I do think that this specific remake might start bringing on a wave of things that we might not necessarily want. What I'm talking about is what I'm going to refer to as remake fatigue. Now, don't get me wrong, we've had a bunch of remakes in the past couple of years already. We've had the Resident Evil series get a bunch of updates. The Dead Space obviously just happened. You know, Halo had their stuff going on as well. I'm at the point where I'm really starting to get concerned because we aren't really seeing a lot of flagship series the past couple of years. And when I say flagship series, I mean games that are taking the risk and that we are begging for sequels on. Now, again, I've mentioned Elden Ring in the past, but that's more of a different kind of thing because it's from Soft, but it's not like an Elden Ring 2 is in the works. I mean, it could be, honestly, now I'd play the hell out of that. Now, I would argue that Halo actually kind of started this whole thing with Halo Combat Evolved that, you know, released in 2011. That was 10 years, oh my God, I can feel the weight of time crushing my chest every day, holy. And don't get me wrong, I do think that remakes generally are pretty cool, seeing a lot of games that you grew up with as a kid get, you know, a new coat of paint, some new mechanics thrown in there, some new story elements. I think it's generally a pretty good practice, but my main concern is that we aren't getting a lot of original series that are willing to kind of take the risk, if you know what I mean. Now, everybody knows my thoughts on EA. EA has made it very apparent that they don't really believe in the whole single player thing, and they're kind of just like, you know, but multiplayer, even though pretty much everybody in the world hates their multiplayer practices. Like, I'm just at the point waiting for, you know, the Red Dead Redemption remaster or the Call of Duty Modern Warfare remaster. Well, actually, it already happened already. Wow, I'm actually late to my own video, holy shit. And there's some things I would like remasters for, like the Sonic franchise could use remasters of pretty much everything. I'm actually surprised that Sega hasn't even tried to dip their toes into it. Like, imagine a Sonic Heroes remake or a Sonic Adventure remake or a Sonic Adventure 2 remake. I mean, the modding community is doing this for the most part pretty much every day, but like, imagine an officially licensed one with like money behind it. That'd be pretty sick. This video is also coming fresh off the heels of Budokai Tenkaichi 4 getting announced. Now, everyone knows how hyped that was. I was going crazy. Your mother was going crazy. We were all going crazy.
No way this is...
Oh my God!
I just want more originality as far as games go, because nowadays it really seems like we've fallen into this framework of different games. You have your quote-unquote Smash clones, you have your competitive FPS shooters, you have your scary survival horror that either takes place in space or takes place on Earth. Maybe it might be in the 80s as a throwback, it might be in the 90s as a throwback or something like that. We just have so many different frames. That's why Dead Space was such a new, fresh idea. That's why Elden Ring was so celebrated. That's why, you know, the Callisto Protocol really bugs the hell out of me every time I think about that game, is because to me, they just seemed like there was not an original bone in that game's body, man. Like, but aside from the combat system, which is really flawed and made the game so easy. And also the fact that the boss fights were legit some of the worst boss fights I've ever played in my, you know, 20-something years of gaming. Like, oof. Oh shit. You have any other combos or like any attacks, or are you just gonna keep doing that? Oh damn! I don't know. I'm very concerned for where the state of gaming is going at this point, man. Like, how many remakes are we gonna get? I mean, hell, The Last of Us got, what, 3, 4 remasters or something like that? And that game came out in 2013. Like, that was obscene. I mean, good lord, imagine the Assassin's Creed remakes when they start coming out. That's gonna be crazy. Now, granted, people are probably gonna buy those, but up until, you know, around, you know, Unity, and then we will see. But EA actually recently started asking some people whether they were like a Dead Space 2 remake, which, dear God, yes. And if they would like a Dead Space 3 remake, which, I mean, yes, why would we not? I'm really concerned that they might not go with a Dead Space 4 though, because unfortunately they kind of end up shooting themselves in the foot as far as the story of Dead Space 3 goes, which they had that massive cliffhanger, which I don't really know if they can ever top. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. We still have certain games coming out again, like a Hi-Fi Rush or Forspoken tried, I guess. Oh man, that game was dead on arrival, man. Good lord. I don't know, man. This is why I'm kind of at the point where I kind of really want a PC so I can play a lot of indie games, because AAA gaming, again, go check that video out, by the way. It's just kind of like hit a dead end for me, and nothing really excites me that much anymore. Except Splitgate, but that was cool. I mean, that lasted like, what, 2 months? But, yeah, man, just let me know what you guys think, man. How do you guys feel about the whole remake situation going on, man? Do you guys feel like we're getting too many remakes? Do you think that remakes are necessarily a bad thing? Let me know what your thoughts are, man. I'm curious. Anyway, guys, it's me, your boy Daffy, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah. That Resident Evil 4 remake, I cannot wait to get my hands on it, man. That looks absolutely phenomenal, but peace!